Hey Nerd Family, and welcome back to another video. Today we're just taking a quick look into Discovery Plus now that it's been out for 1 year. Discovery Plus came out January 4th of 2021, and so far I think it's been a pretty good streaming platform. We're going to take a look into it today to see if 1 year later if it's still worth it. If you haven't checked out the previous videos, make sure to go ahead and check those out. But before we get into it here today, I'm going to go ahead and roll that intro, and I'll see you back here in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and staying healthy. If you haven't already checked out the nerdcircle.com, make sure to head over there and check it out. Also, make sure you're following along on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Nerd Circle. Sometimes we post some things over there when it's not quite time for video just yet, so if you don't want to miss out, make sure to follow along. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the new content to come out. Make sure to share this video across any social media platform you like. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Alright, so there's a lot of different things we're going to break down to decide if Discovery Plus is still worth it here in 2022. But for those of you that want a quick answer, it's going to go like this. If you're more of a movie buff, then as of right now, Discovery Plus is not going to be worth it for you. There are a lot of movies on the platform, but not really any big blockbusters. Stay tuned to find out more information on that. If you are more into TV series, and especially more of the reality style TV series, then Discovery Plus might be worth it for you. We're going to go ahead and dive deep into it here and cover a few more options, so make sure to stay tuned here. Now, with the upcoming merger with HBO Max, I definitely think it's going to make the platform a lot stronger, especially in the realm of adding more movies to it. But we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We could still be a year away from that happening, and a lot of things could change from now till then. Certainly just like how HBO Max has currently lost Crunchyroll, or at least a good amount of Crunchyroll, with Crunchyroll being bought out by Funimation. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go ahead and check that out. But there could be a lot of changes from now till that merger actually goes through, so we're really not going to count that too much, but that is something to keep in mind here. So for those of you that are big movie fans, I'd say hold out until you get more information as far as the movies that are on the platform. But for those of you TV fans that are out there, let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to head over to the other screen here. Alright, so here we are over on discoveryplus.com. Just to kind of give you a quick look at it here. So when you first go up to it, it does tell you it starts at $4.99 a month, so that is going to be their ad-supported tier. I believe they actually call it Ad Lite, if I'm not mistaken. So you can start that Ad Lite for $4.99 a month, which isn't a bad option. Now you can, of course, get that free trial, which is going to give you a 7-day free trial, but they do also put out a lot of other free trials. So recently they just had a Black Friday sale that was 99 cents, I believe, for the first 3 months. I do speculate they are going to have some of these more deals going forward with the holidays here, so make sure to keep an eye out for those deals. Of course, if you are a Verizon subscriber on certain unlimited plans, you do get Discovery Plus included at least for 1 year, and it is the ad-free version. Also, if you are a student, you can get the student discount, which makes the ad version $2.99 a month versus the $4.99 a month. So you do get it for a bit cheaper rate, but you don't have an option to do the ad-free. So keep that in mind if you are a student. Now, my research has shown me that the Ad Lite version puts 5 minutes of ads per every hour of video you watch. So it may not be horrible. I've never tested out the ad version myself because I just went straight for the ad-free, but it may not be a whole bunch of ads, and if you're trying to save a few bucks, it may be worth it. So with those deals out of the way, let's go ahead and scroll down. So you see here that it says Discovery Plus gives you the world. That's a pretty bold statement, but that's what they are claiming. And I think that if and when that HBO Max merger does go through, that might be a pretty valid statement because they're going to have a pretty substantial library. Not that they don't already, but it's going to make it even better. So as you can see here, it gives you some of these different things here. So Discovery Plus Originals, your favorite hit shows. So they say you can stream 60,000 plus episodes and 2,500 plus shows on the ad-free plan. It does have new episodes every day, so there's always something new to watch. And it does say there's something for everyone. And I will say that, yeah, it is a kind of a niche service because a lot of it is going to be your reality TV, but they do have a lot of different types of reality shows, and there are some that aren't reality series, but you're going to have a lot of your home makeover shows or your supernatural style shows. There's a lot of different things, of course, if you're unfamiliar with Discovery, what they have, but there's a lot for everybody. But you do have to be into those genres there, of course. And most of their original programming, we're going to take a look at it here in a few moments, but it's all based a lot on their current performing series that do well. So they kind of branch out and give you, another version of Fixer Upper or another version of, something else that they've already made before, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, they're pretty smart in doing that because they know that they've taken something that's already popular and added to it. But that is going to be what most of their originals are. But they do have a decent selection of originals, and I'm sure they're only continuing to grow more. These are some of the channels that you can expect to see over here. So no shortage of channels. So that's what I was saying is that you do have, your HGTV, your TLC. So, a lot of different things. I'm not going to name every service that we see here, but there are a lot of things. So if you're into cooking, you got the Food Network, and if you're into history, you got the History Channel. So there's definitely a lot of different things that's on the service, and I think that it does hit a wide audience. So my personal opinion, I think that there's just a lot to find on here. Now you'll see as it kind of scrolls through here that these are some of the originals. We will take a further look here in a few moments to see what some of the other originals are that they came out with, but it's kind of just flashing through a few of the things that they have here in the originals section. And as we go down, so here's the actual price breakdown. You're going to have the Discovery Plus ad-supported tier coming in at, like I said, $4.99 a month. And then you have the ad-free tier coming in at $6.99 a month. Now, if you do use Apple TV, then you can add this over to Apple TV channels to make it easier for you to access, as well as if you are using Amazon Prime and you use the Amazon Prime channels, you can add it to there as well. So it just makes it a lot easier for you to be able to find all the content under one roof. And then it's got this video here that just kind of shows you some of their shows. Let's take a quick look.
This is Discovery Plus, the streaming home of freakouts, spinouts, and makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Where you can dive in, geek out, dig deep, and get your grub on.
Oh my God.
So flip that house, pet a puppy, crack the case, or just blow up. The streaming home of
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Discovery Plus. Stream now for just $4.99.
So if any of that looks interesting to you, then you would definitely like the Discovery Plus platform. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if I remember this being in it when it launched a year ago, but they do say that they have stuff from BBC. So if you are into BBC, I don't know how much of it they have over here. That might take a deeper dive into a different video, but they do have some BBC content, so you will be able to get that as well. Now, that brings us to the point of where you can watch it. And that is what makes this a great platform, because you can pretty much stream it anywhere. You can stream it on most of your mobile devices, whether it be phones or tablets. You can stream it on, of course, your browsers, whether it be laptops, desktops. In most browsers, you can go ahead and stream it there. And it does work on most of your different TVs. So as you scroll down, you'll see here that it works on Apple, works on Android. It does work on Roku, on the Fire TV devices. If you have an Xbox, it'll work on there, as well as some LG and Vizio TVs, and there are other devices as well, but those are some of the main ones. So for most of us, it is going to work on most of our devices. So again, makes it very easy to use. Now, we're going to take a look at some other information here shortly, but they claim that they have over 55,000 episodes across 2,500 plus current and past TV shows. So that definitely gives you a lot to watch. Now, for those of you that are watching this video outside of the US, I do feel like this might be an important question if Discovery Plus is available outside of the US. So let's take a look and see what they say. So they say that the US version of Discovery Plus is only available to subscribers in the United States, including American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the US Virgin Islands. Over time, we look forward to expanding the service around the world. Now, the way they said the US version, I don't know if there is other versions that are out there, so those of you that are watching in different countries, if you do have a different version of Discovery Plus in your country, let me know in the comments down below, so that way we can kind of discuss that and I'll be more informed. But as far as what they say, they do plan to offer it more around the world as time goes on. Alright, so as we jump over here to Wikipedia, this seems to be the best place for us to get this information here. So this shows us all the original programming that Discovery Plus currently has. So we're just going to take a quick peek at it here. They do break it down by different genres. So you got your documentary, your drama, your reality, and so forth and so on. So you guys can kind of take a quick look and see here what they have for original programming. If you are signing up for this just because you love original programming, you like the channels that they offer and want to see what they have, this here is going to be your list of original programming. So like I said previously, most of it is going to be based on other series that they already have that are profitable for them, that do well, and then they're going to recreate those into a new original series. There are a few that are probably actual originals, but most of them are going to be series that you've probably heard of before. So you guys can of course pause it at this point and kind of look through and see if you see anything you like, but that's going to be what they currently have for their original series. Now, I will say it does say that this article does need to be updated, but it's not that old, so I don't think it's that far off. I'm sure there's probably a few things that are missing, but I wouldn't be too worried that we're missing too much here. Alright, now I did jump over to justwatch.com here. This is not a sponsored video, but I do just want to put you guys out there that if you haven't used justwatch.com, it is a great place. I do use a couple other websites that you'll see here, but it's a great place to be able to kind of see all the different services, what they have to offer, and there's a lot of other great perks as well. So if you haven't tried it out, they do have the app for, I believe, both Android and Apple, as well as the website. So make sure to check it out if you want to see what they have. But I jumped over to it just so we can see here because it does tell you that they've noticed there's 1,479 plus, so almost over 1,500 TV shows that are available on the Discovery Plus platform. So that's a lot of different TV shows, and of course they told us themselves that they have how many episodes of different TV shows. So definitely, like I said, no shortage of content. If you're someone who just kind of wants to just binge things and have a cheap price, this might be the platform for you. So you can kind of see what they have here. We are going to look at a different website here in just a moment, but this gives you a little bit of an idea there. Now, I will quickly check this because I do want to kind of bring this into my next topic here. You can break it down. This is for all movies and TV series. You can break it down. If you click on movies, and this is what I was saying before, is that they don't have a huge movie selection. So this is all it shows for movies. Now, it is broken down by popular. It's sorting by popular, but this is all they're showing for, I guess, popular movies on the platform. And I don't think these are necessarily popular. I wouldn't consider them popular. They're definitely not blockbusters by any mean. So just kind of bear that in mind when you're going into this, that I wouldn't say it's necessarily movie forward, but I think that will change if the merger with HBO Max does go through. Alright, and while we are on the movie topic here, this is over at realgood.com. So I actually kind of prefer the look and feel of realgood.com, but I do use both because they do have a little bit different features for both of them. But realgood.com, very similar, gives us the ability to break down what they have on the different services here. And this is just breaking down the movies on Discovery Plus. Now, it does have a lot, so we're not going to go through and see every single thing that they offer. But just to kind of show you guys, again, it's currently broken down by popularity. So it should be showing the more popular stuff first. And as you can see, it obviously shows more than it did on just Watch.com, but it doesn't have a whole lot of what I would consider hugely popular. Yeah, there's a few of them in here that you've heard of before, but this is what you're going to have as far as movies. So if we just kind of scroll down here and just take a quick peek, like I said, you're not going to see everything, but it'll give you a little bit of an idea. There's going to be a lot of the Hallmark movies, so if you are into Hallmark movies, then this might be the best place for you to find them. So you definitely have no shortage of those. But as you scroll down, like I said, you're going to notice that there's just not a whole lot of huge blockbuster movies. Now, we may find that there's going to be more, original movies over time. Like this one here, it says it's an original. I can't really highlight over that, but it does show that it's an original. So you may get more and more of these originals over time, which could be a good thing there for you. But I definitely wouldn't jump into this for their movies. Now, like I said, in the future, with the HBO Max merger, I definitely think that's going to be a big change, because not only HBO Max having a big blockbuster library, but they have a lot of other things under the HBO roof as well that's going to hopefully bring everything over to the platform. So this is what you're seeing for movies. Again, there's definitely more. I can keep clicking load more, load more, load more. It's just going to keep loading more of them. But that's what there is for the movies. If you want to see more for yourself, make sure to head over to realgood.com. To make it easiest, what I did was I just Googled movies on Discovery Plus Real Good, and then it brought me right to this section, and you can kind of filter it if you want to. So let's head over and take a look at what it says for the TV shows. Alright, so now we have it over here broken down by all TV shows. Again, it's sorted by popularity. So you're going to kind of see here there's a lot more well-known TV shows, of course, that are on the service here. But if you just kind of want to get an idea of what's on here, then of course I'm going to kind of slowly scroll through here. You can pause the video to see if there's anything that jumps out at you. But, I'm just going to name a few of them that I know, that I kind of like. So we got Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares. If you're into the food shows, of course, you got Good Eats. You got Intervention, you got Gold Rush, Pawn Stars, Dirty Jobs. I mean, the list goes on. There's so much good stuff on here if you're into this kind of content. And if you're into any of the auto shows, whether it be, mechanics or garage style things, they definitely have a lot of those as well. If you're into any of the supernatural or ghost stories, they have things like Ghost Hunters, Unexplained, Dead Files. Of course, I like Property Brothers and House Hunters. Those are definitely good. You got the original Fear Factor. I'm pretty sure that there is the remake version somewhere in here as well. But like I said, the list goes on. We already talked about how many TV shows they had, so we could sit here all day and kind of go through them. But if you want to see for yourself, again, hop over to realgood.com and you can just break it down by the TV shows and kind of see what they have. But just to give you guys a quick idea, there is definitely no shortage of content. So if your biggest thing when you're choosing a platform is content, then definitely this has the content for you. Now, what I want to do here is jump over to the actual service itself. Now, before we log in here, I did want to point out that, of course, it has your profile selection, and most of the services that are out there now have the profiles that you can choose between. Some of them have, 5, some of them have 6 profiles. I think Discovery Plus is 5. Don't hold me to that, but I think it's 5. But any service that doesn't have a profile selection now is just outdated, because it's almost a necessity now. You have multiple people in the household that are using it. You don't want all your different things intermingled, so it's great to have the profiles. So I think that is almost a deciding factor or a deal breaker if it doesn't have a profile option, but most of your big services now have it, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. But just wanted to point out that it does have it. We're going to go ahead and click on my beautiful face here. Now, if you guys want to see how the actual user interface looks, check out one of my previous videos. The user interface hasn't changed much, if any at all, since it first came out. Currently, I do subscribe to it through Amazon channels, so it does work a bit different for me, so I can't realistically pull it up and show you what it actually looks like on the user interface itself. But what I will show you here is what it does look like when you're within Amazon Prime channels. Now, it may look a little bit different when you're on like a Fire Stick or something else, but it should look pretty similar to what we see over here on the browser. So I will say, as far as usability and user interface, although I'm not covering it right now, I do know it's pretty similar to what it used to be, and I said before that it was a great user interface. I think it makes it very easy to find stuff, and I don't think that has changed. So I'm still going to say that it's great in that regard because it gives you a lot of ways to find things, whether it be broken down by network, whether it be broken down by genre. There's a lot of ways to find it, and it makes it pretty easy to find. And again, with it having no shortage of content, of course, there's so many different things for you to find. Now, let's take a look and see what it looks like over here on Prime Video. So at first, you have included with Discovery Plus, you're going to have your Discovery Plus originals. You got your different networks like HGTV, ID, TLC, and so forth. You can just kind of click through and click on those. Now, when you click any of these, it will break it down to those specific channels. So as an idea, let's click A&E, and you're going to see it's going to break it down here. You're going to have Popular TV, and it's got a few things there for you. And of course, you can click See More to open up that category. You have just one that's A&E History Channel, A&E Lifetime. So it gives you all these different ways of breaking the network or channel down into like subgenres, and then of course you can kind of scroll across or click See More to be able to break down into more of it. If we go ahead and go back, as you scroll down on the main page here, you're going to have Discovery Plus Popular TV, Discovery Plus Originals, Discovery Plus Movies, True Crime, Lifestyle, Home and Design, Paranormal, so forth and so on. So you're going to get to see all the different genres here. And then it brings us to our live TV. Now, it's not a full-on, quote, live TV, but it does give you some form of live TV. I discussed it a bit more in one of the previous videos, but it gives you that somewhat live TV. The way it works over here is it's going to be a TV show, as an example here, 90 Day Fiancé, Fixer Upper, House Hunters, so forth and so on, where it's 24/7, episode after episode, just streaming those shows for you. So if you are a fan of one of those shows, and they have quite a few channels, if you will, that they stream the different shows on, if you're a fan of one of those and you just want to kind of put it on and just binge it, or put it on and let it just loop in the background, they do have that option for you. It's not quote-unquote live TV, but it does give you that somewhat live TV option, so it's kind of cool that they have that. I do wish they had more of a live TV, maybe kind of like how Paramount does it with like a Pluto TV kind of built in, something similar to that. But for the price you're paying, up to that $6.99 a month, you can't complain that it's got a lot of content and offers a somewhat live TV option. So it's great that they do give you that option. And I can only assume that they're going to continue to build on that in the future, whether it be add more shows or channels, whatever you want to call them, to be able to tune into. And hopefully when they do this HBO Max merger, maybe we'll get something else that's a little bit more of the live TV, because if they do throw in a more official-ish live TV, I think it would make it even that much better. That's just my opinion, but that's where I stand on that. There really isn't too much more to show you as far as the user interface over here on Prime goes. It may look a little bit different over on Apple TV, but it's probably going to look pretty similar. So let's go ahead and go over some final thoughts here. Alright guys, so just to kind of cover some final thoughts, I do still think that Discovery Plus is a great service. It comes in at a great price point, whether you want to do the ad-supported version or the ad-free version. They're both priced pretty competitive. And there's a lot of promotions out there, whether it's to get it free for a year through Verizon or some other promotion. They're running a lot of different promotions, and I think the year coming forward is going to tell us how it's going to continue with the hopeful HBO Max merger and see what else it brings us. There's also no shortage of content. Not only is it a great price, but they have a lot of content at that great price that I think if you're someone who loves to watch TV, then you're definitely going to love this service. Again, as I stated earlier, if you're someone who's a big movie buff and you watch a lot more movies than you do TV shows, then this probably isn't going to be the platform for you. And I'll say usability and UI, I know we just went over that. I do think it's a very user-friendly platform. No matter if you're using it straight from the app on whatever device you're using it on, it works on a lot of different devices, or if you are using it like myself with Amazon Prime channels or with Apple TV channels, either way, I think it's very easy to find stuff and very easy to use. So all in all, I still think it's a great service, and I think it should be one that you should consider getting if you're looking for a new service. Now, if you are trying to get as much content as possible on a budget, then you may want to look elsewhere. But what I will say is, even though if you're looking at it on a budget, I prefer the ad-free version, and coming in at $6.99 a month, it's still not horrible. So if you want a quick opinion, what I would advise is do the $6.99 version of Discovery Plus and maybe add on Disney Plus, or possibly, depending on how much of a budget you're trying to stick to, add on the Disney bundle. And I think that's going to give you the best of both worlds. You're going to get a lot of great movies over on Disney Plus, as well as great TV shows and originals, especially more that they're adding this coming year here. And if you do the Disney bundle, not only are you getting all that great Disney content, but you're also going to get all the Hulu content and ESPN stuff as well. So I don't think it'll set you back too far to have, both those services, and you're going to get a lot of great stuff. But only you know what you like and what your budget consists of. But Discovery Plus is definitely in my arsenal of streaming services. That's all I got for you guys in this update video here today. I do hope you guys got something out of this video. Of course, if there's anything I forgot to mention, I'll leave it in the description down below. If there's anything you noticed that I forgot to mention, please leave it in the comments down below. For those of you that are already using Discovery Plus or have been looking into it, what is your favorite or most looked forward to Discovery Plus original? If you guys did enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please give it a big thumbs up. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified any new videos to come out. You can also follow the links on the screen to the older videos. And until next time, guys, stay nerdy.